Ask Matt before you buy, episode 2. Infrared versus traditional saunas. I've got your questions pulled up. Let's get right into it. If you're new here to the channel, I'm Matt from Certified Saunas. I've tested more than 40 infrared sauna models, talked with tens of thousands of owners in the certified sauna community, and answered the same questions literally thousands of times. And today's question is probably the most emotional debate in the entire sauna world. Are infrared saunas actually good, or do I need a traditional sauna at 180 to 200 degrees? Let's answer this honestly and practically, not emotionally charged from different cultural backgrounds. Let's think implementation and what really matters for you and your family's health. This is how I think about it, right? Everybody wants me to say a certain thing or glorify a certain brand or this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, you guys, when I do this for myself, when I picked out a sauna for my mom, when I'm helping one of my buddies try and come up with which sauna they should actually get for their home, I don't go through what you guys go through on social media, because I don't start with brand first. I start with what are their needs first? What are their goals? What does their body really need? What does their entire health picture really look like? And where are they trying to go? Let's get into this debate, because I think you're going to be surprised at what comes up here. Because the truth is, both types are great, but most people arguing online are missing the entire point from where I'm coming from. The real question isn't, to me, which sauna is better per se. The real question is, which sauna can you actually install, and which one are you going to use consistently? Part one is, how do they actually work? Traditional saunas usually heat the air. Infrared saunas also rely on convection, but it's not just a 6x6 room with a little sauna heater over in the corner and you waiting for the air to heat up and come and heat your body, which in turn makes you sweat. They also have radiant heat that is directly aimed at your tissues. So both are going to raise core temperature, both increase circulation, both are going to make you sweat, but they do it in a different manner. This is why some infrared saunas that have a really good heater layout, you can still sweat with the door open. I'm not seeing any traditional saunas where you're still sweating with the door open, right? That's the most layman term example that I can ever give you. And I can also give you examples of where traditional saunas perform terribly. The benches are too low. The cubic footage is sized wrong for the actual sauna heater. Like, everyone thinks that everything is perfect just based on what it is. I could also give you examples where the infrared saunas perform absolutely terrible. Look at some of my reviews on the YouTube channel. Do you think I'm happy with every single infrared sauna that I try? Not even close. Like, I'm irritated and pissed off when I come out of the sauna and my lower half is not sweating because the heater layout doesn't have anything on the floor. So what? I'm spending time in this thing and I get out and I only get half my body sweating? This is not a good exchange for my time. Forget about the money. Forget about what everyone says is great. I need a certain level of return for my time investment. The only reason I'm buying this equipment in the first place is to get a health outcome. So if I'm not getting a health outcome, forget about the money. I'm never going to get this time in my life back. So why are we messing around, acting like, there's some supposed, I could go on and on, but basically traditional saunas are known to have high air temperature. Infrared saunas are known to have lower air temperatures, but deeper heat sensation sometimes. So neither one is fake, per se. They're just different tools, different jobs. I always mention the weigh-on therapy fact. This part really surprises people. If you go online and look up some of the research, you can find what they were using. But in Japan, doctors use infrared sauna therapy called weigh-on therapy, WAON therapy, to treat patients with heart failure and cardiovascular disease, not wood-burning 200-degree saunas. Infrared heat therapy in hospitals under medical supervision. Pretty interesting. So when someone says infrared saunas aren't real saunas, right? Remember that hospitals are using them for cardiac rehab in other countries. If it's safe enough for heart patients, it's powerful enough for your home detox routine. I've said this many times, but I want to reiterate this every single time we make a video almost, because some heat therapy is better than no heat therapy. If you have no money, go build the DIY sauna that we show you how to do for $300-400. That doesn't work for you. You don't want to put anything together. Go get the cheapest portable sauna that's not a non-toxic tent, not low EMF, not this, not that, in my Amazon profile for $200. Just start using it. We've given these things out. We've implemented these strategies for folks that were health challenged. Yes, it's not perfect. Certainly you don't want to use it for 20 years. You want to save up and get something better that's cleaner and non-toxic and all this. But perfection is the enemy of good. My buddy who was a surgeon taught me that. The real world problem is that most people arguing online, they live in terms of theory. not reality. They imagine a nice smelling smokestack, wood burning sauna, some type of backyard cabin that backs up to the woods, a 200-degree pour steamy water on the rocks when you go in, finish sauna experience. That's awesome. I'm not here to say that anyone shouldn't enjoy that. But in real life, most of us live in apartments, condos, townhomes, single family homes on small lots where we can reach out and touch the neighbor practically through the window. I mean, this is my situation. We've got busy schedules. We've got careers. We got family. We have obligations. No one is trenching 100 feet in the backyard to put conduit in the ground for electrical on a brick paver patio pad or making a walkway or pouring a concrete slab. We're not building $20,000 backyard saunas. And that's just for the install. It's not even for the sauna itself. Most of us, myself included, we just need something that we can use every day. And that's why infrared sauna exploded in popularity from where I'm sitting. Because they're practical. Half of them are plug and play. If you can run a vacuum cleaner on this little outlet over here, you can power a 1 or 2 person sauna. Maybe it's not perfect, but I guarantee you this. You use that a few days a week for the next 10 years, your health, your longevity, your life quality is going to be much better than if you didn't. Perfection is the enemy of good. That's the takeaway. Who should get a traditional sauna? Traditional sauna is amazing if you love extreme heat, if you have outdoor space, if you're going to do an indoor sauna, if you have the money and can run an electrical or your house is torn up, you're doing an addition or something like that, you can put a 240-volt circuit into a master bathroom renovation, have a sauna right next to your shower, use the adjoining ventilation system so that all that steam or all that water on the rocks when you're done with your sauna doesn't billow out and collect, in the high points of the ceiling. You don't want to create mold and stuff in drywall. If you're going to install something like that and bring in buckets of water, make sure that you have adequate ventilation for things like that. But hey, if you're doing an addition or you're doing a renovation, more power to you. You can absolutely do that. So if you have the budget and capability for install, you want a social sauna experience outside, you're doing a cabin build or like I said, any type of addition or renovation, traditional sauna is awesome. They're just not realistic for most buyers. They're not realistic for most real world applications. For those of us who don't live on property, don't live in a cabin sitting backed up to the woods and splitting firewood and having smoke all the time and even going through the process of preheating stuff and going outside and doing that in the elements. If you live in the north, it's just not realistic for a lot of folks. We're just shamed if we're not using a sauna in the traditional sense and made to believe that we should do nothing instead of something. Yet 45,000 people in my sauna group, you know how many of them have changed their life just using a cheap little infrared sauna that they can plug into a regular outlet in a spare corner of a bedroom in their home? It's nuts. Who should get an infrared sauna? Infrared saunas are ideal if you're like me in the past, live in a condo or apartment, want plug and play setup. I've talked about it. You're going to use it daily with low barrier to entry. You're focused on detox and recovery. So brands like, Clearlight, Heavenly Heat, Radiant Health, Life Pro, all make solid options depending on your situation, pricing, needs, feature set that you're looking for. The best sauna is going to the one that's going to fit your home and your life. So the temperature myth, this one is huge. People will say infrared only gets up to 140 degrees. Traditional is 200 degrees. Matt, what's the deal? Detox and recovery are about time in the sauna, hydration maintenance, electrolytes, using binders if you need them before your sauna session. But overall, it's consistency. It's just be sweating. It's implementing heat therapy 3-4 times a week for the next 10 years. It's lifestyle. So it's not bragging about temperature. It's how long and how often are you elevating your core temperature? And what's the lowest barrier to entry product or setup situation for you to be able to do that? So if you want to argue with people online about, one culture this or blah, blah, blah is better than that, hey, fine, but none of that is really helping you do what I just said. And the only thing that's going to move the needle for your health, your future, and how you show up in life is to consistently implement what I'm talking about. So some of our certified sauna community members have used their infrared saunas hundreds of times and completely changed their health routines. It's been the core of diet modification, workout implementation, a change in overall lifestyle schedule, better sleep, off, certain medications that I can't say here, but maybe in the future on Patreon. Do you guys want me to start a Patreon? I've been getting some requests for it. So consistency beats intensity every single time. The truth that no one tells you also is that most people who argue about traditional and infrared don't own either one, or they bought something wrong for their home and they're kind of butthurt about it. I've seen people spend $15,000 on backyard saunas and use it a handful of times, like I said before. Meanwhile, some person in a one-person infrared in their spare bedroom is using it multiple times a week, some of them every single day, overdoing it. They just love it so much. So which one of those two scenarios do you think is going to get more health benefit 15 years from now? Takeaway here from this video and this topic, this Q&A for this week, is that traditional saunas are amazing. Infrared saunas are amazing. The best sauna and the best type or the best style is the one that you can install easily, afford comfortably, and use consistently. That's it. No ideologies, no internet arguments, just real life application. If you're trying to decide, which sauna is right for your home, watch my best saunas of this year video that just came out. I think it's a half an hour long. It's on the YouTube channel. And if you want help from real sauna owners or you want perspective from other people, Facebook group, the Certified Sauna community, 40,000 members helping each other make the right choices. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in next week's episode of Ask Matt Before You Buy. And as always, just be sweating.